Hey everyone, this is Peter Hall. My name is Joshua Hall, and we're the Media Maniacs. And today we're going to be doing a reaction to the Nostalgia Critics video of Star Wars Rogue One, his review. We did this before, but we're redoing it in dual screen format.
A long time ago, but not too long ago.
But no, I'm sure we
give you a time to time.
I don't even know if they have clocks. Have you ever seen a clock that talks in this weird? We're ripping off the Family Guy Star Wars specials too.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Where's the crawl? And the Star Wars title? And the big music?
Well, it's a different kind of Star Wars movie.
The
You
Last
see, this isn't
Jedi
part of the
better
trilogies
than,
that span three
The Force
generations.
Awakens.
This
Yeah,
is more of a spin-off film. It's a story that stands on its own, but also happens to be in the same universe. Hence the title, A Star Wars Story.
Okay, Chris, why the hell are you talking like that?
Like what?
Like I'm somehow in front of you, even though I'm clearly to your left.
That's just the Chris Stuckman tradition. I always address the camera with my edited thoughts. It's kind of the Chris Stuckman way.
Yeah, well, how about the Star Wars way, and we have an opening crawl?
I told you, critic, it's not that kind of movie. Rogue One is the first of what is currently an unending series of Star Wars universe films. While the trilogies will continue to follow the stories of the characters we know and love from the first movie, these will be more background stories. Think of them as the appendix in The Lord of the Rings, a way to get more history of fictional events and characters. They're standalone films that give us more information on a world we can't get enough of. So the idea of cutting out the crawl is just a way to show it's one of the many side stories that's yet to come.
But we had another holiday theme, a Star Wars solstice. This is totally gonna ruin next year when we do a Star Wars feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Look, this is just what Star Wars is now. It can't be any worse than the changes
I
they've made
liked a
in the
lot of
past.
the side
No,
characters
this is my
better than
show,
I like the
and I
main
wanna
character.
crawl.
Like my favorite character aside from Orso Krennic, episode 3.9, Rogue One. My favorite character apart from Orso Krennic and Tarkin and Vader was that blind monk.
Hold up?
Okay. I also
I'm
like the
sorry,
robot.
we're only making letters float through space. If you can think of a better way to make letters float through space, then I'd like to see it. Well, I guess we're stuck here for a bit.
Hey, look! I'm a kitty cat!
While we're waiting for the crawl to get fixed, I guess we should go ahead and start the review.
You got it!
Stop that! This is Rogue One. Oh.
I wonder why Brad Jones isn't in this.
So
I
a
know.
young brunette girl with a
It's
British
weird.
accent is separated from her family and she spends most of her life with no direction trying to cope with that tragic day.
Actually, that was Rey's character from Force Awakens.
Oh, yeah, no, how'd I get those two mixed up? So a young brunette girl with a British accent is separated from her family and she spends most of her life with no direction trying to cope with that tragic
You're
day.
saying that Jen Erso
Not
and
that
Rey
Star Wars doesn't have a
are
lot of
practically the
repeat,
same
but don't
kind
you
of
think that's a
character.
little cut and paste?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I guess the young American guys didn't get enough attention.
Okay.
And
Fair
Jen
enough.
Erso was
After
boring.
truthfully accompanying the Rebel Alliance, Jin is taken to their headquarters where one of the rebels named
Rey
Cassian
was at least
reveals
an
that her
interesting
father
character
Galen
in The
is
Force
the architect
Awakens,
of a
but
new
not so
weapon
much in
called
The
the
Last
Death Star.
Jedi.
The man who raised you named Saw.
His name is Saw.
Trust me, I forget all these names once the movie is over.
Ah,
Has secret information from your father. We're hoping you can infiltrate him to figure out what it is.
well, I don't want to, but I guess I have no choice.
Now, how long did it take to say all that? Less than a minute?
I guess.
So, why does it take us less than a minute and the movie a dozen minutes to say the same thing? This movie goes beyond taking its time. It stretches out so much info for a story that we already kind of have figured out. It's like watching it in slow-mo, yet they somehow talk in normal speech.
Some of it doesn't even add up. Like when this pilot named Rook wants to defect for the
Well, that's
rebellion,
a
yet
creepy
Saw
scene.
doesn't trust him. So they hook him up to a lie detector squid.
Wasn't that a creepy scene?
Reasons your feelings, your lies, your inner thoughts.
Okay. How does he do that?
I don't know.
Where did you find him?
I don't know.
Why does he want to help you out?
I don't know.
What do you do if I'm lying or not lying?
I don't know.
What do you know?
I really like tentacle hentai.
Oh, that's gross. Lies!
It also doesn't help that this movie jumps all over the place. It seems like every other minute it cuts to a new planet or solar system.
I'm taking you to Rebel headquarters.
I'm taking you to find Saw.
Sure,
Taking you to the Death Star.
I'm taking you out to lunch. I completely forgot why we came here. That's right, lunch.
It's like they're trying to make a simple story seem bigger by constantly trying to seem angry and busy.
Ah, the George Costanza method.
Basically.
Thankfully, their team is full of people who distract from that, like K2SO.
It's kind of like
K2SO.
C-3PO. They sucked out all the pussiness.
Greetings and salutations. I am C-3PO. Piss off, you pansy. Suck my big black rod.
There's also a freedom fighter named Baze, whose philosophy is shoot first, ask questions in whatever this world calls hell.
Actually, I think it's just hell.
So this universe has both angels and hell, yet no Christianity.
Give it a midichlorian church. And then, of course, there's the blind warrior named... yeah, I'm just calling him Toph.
But the downside is, well, many of them
Avatar
are
reference.
entertaining, but we don't really know that much about them. We have no idea how these two know each other, why the pilot Rook defected, or why the hell Squidward
Whatever
was in this
his name is,
movie.
one of my
Dude, you
favorite
gotta let that
characters.
go.
No! What was that? Why was that in the movie? Stop putting scenes with tentacles in your movies. They don't work.
It might be a good thing not knowing their stories, though, as when you do, it almost makes us less interested in them somehow.
I'm kind of angry with you.
I'm kind of angry with you.
I thought you were my kind of father.
I thought I kind of raised you.
I thought we had a kind of connection.
Kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of. Wow, we went over everything. I feel like no attachment.
Yeah, I'm not gonna miss you when you die.
Speaking of which,
Hold on.
that blast, by the way, was a test by the Death Star done by General Krennic and Grand Moff Tarkin.
Wait a minute, how'd they do that if Peter Cushing is dead?
Oh no, not that's right. Digital Talkin' Tarkin available now from
I thought
Hasbro
that
for only
was pretty good. I couldn't
$14.95.
tell that he was CGI.
Oh, God! It's
Could
like
you?
Jeff Bridges
No.
from Tron Legacy mixed with Jim Carrey from A Christmas Carol.
Well, it's actually not that bad. Sometimes. The CG is very impressive. It always looks like somebody's really there, but the uncanny valley distracts from ever fully accepting it.
Sometimes he looks convincing, but the rest of the time you'd swear they put the fake lips of John Lennon from Forrest Gump on there.
I never got
Make
that
it so they
impression.
have nothing left on that planet.
No possessions, no religion. It's easy if you try, Dick.
Dismissed.
Oh, good. At least the scene is over.
Oh, and don't forget, we have like 5 more meetings in the next 24 hours.
Ah, that's the other thing. He's in this film a lot. It kind of makes you wonder why they didn't just replace him with Darth Vader, who's only given less than 10 minutes in the movie. He's
Yeah,
one of the
they should
most
have more
famous
Vader.
villains who always wears
Yeah,
the
they should
mask.
have.
Why not use
But
this
his
guy as
scenes are
much
so
as possible?
cool. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, it might be because James Earl Jones' voice
I like
is sounding a
Captain Tarkin in the movie,
little
though.
tired after doing it all these years.
Oh my god, are they still making these? Okay, where's the script? How many lines do I have? What? This it? Oh Christ, I was in the sand a lot longer. What am I, literally just taking a bath while I'm off screen? Okay. Look here, General Krennic. Krennic? What the hell kind of name is that? It's like in one ear and out the other. Forgotten. I forgot I even said it. Oh, fuck it. Just don't have me scream no, and we'll be good.
I don't care if he sounds old. He's Darth Vader. We deserve more of him. Remember when this guy directed Aaron Taylor Johnson, also starring Godzilla?
Oh, that Godzilla movie that had almost no Godzilla.
Right.
Yeah, but to be fair, that movie had such bland main characters that just weren't that interesting and you couldn't get sucked into. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Well, the side characters work well enough. Our main leads are mostly pretty
We're
flat.
talking about the
It's almost like they were given direction to not be awful, but
Okay.
not be interesting either.
How do you know your father's not the enemy?
I saw his message. He's on our side.
He said so.
Yes! I mean,
Gareth
Yes.
Edwards warning
in a
of
totally
indifference.
passable yet unexceptional way.
I am passionate about this, but not too passionate,
Too
in
interesting.
case we're all too tired here.
Right. So that people don't get too depressed, we can still market this as a deep yet enjoyable adventure. Oh, did I mention we have toys?
Okay! Okay.
It wasn't that bad.
father is killed by the Empire, as once again it doesn't seem as emotionally investing as it probably should be.
Jin, I put a weakness in the Death Star so small that they'll never notice it. In fact, it's so small that every time they build a new one, it'll have the exact same weakness.
Really, they never catch on?
They use Jolly Ranchers for badges. They're not exactly the brightest stars in the solar system. Okay, I'm dead now.
No, Father, whatever.
Upon finding out that the rebels don't want to sneak in to get the plans for the Death Star,
Do
our
not
team
engage
decides to
Empire.
go it alone and get it themselves.
You on that ship? What's going on?
Everything's under control, situation normal.
What happened?
Had a slight weapons malfunction, but we're
New
perfectly
Hope
fine
reference.
here. We're all fine here now, thank you. How are you?
What's your ship name? It better sound poetic and look good on a poster.
Our name?
Just think of something, hurry!
Rogue One.
Rogue One? That sounds like a so-so comic series that was never given time to bloom.
Well, it makes more sense than just coming up with it out of the blue. Boring conversation anyway. We're gonna have company!
So Rogue One goes to the Empire's base to steal the plans. The rebels eventually end up joining them, and
You know how Force Awakens was friggin' awesome, but the climax was kind of meh?
Rogue One was kind of meh, but the climax was friggin' awesome!
If you want to know the truth, we haven't gotten a great space battle since Return of the Jedi. We did eventually get a good Star Wars film, but the space battles were still usually too busy with too much clutter going on.
This follows one ship at a time again, making it feel like you're there. In fact, a lot of it really feels like you're in the action because of the exciting, even realistic way it's shot.
But doesn't just stop there. It moves it to the next level.
You know how in Return of the Jedi they smash a Star Destroyer, which, by the way, never destroys any stars? Ironic, because they have a weapon that destroys planets. In fact, doesn't Death Star and Star Destroyer kind of mean like the same thing? Anyway, you remember how it smashed into the Death Star in a giant blaze? Well, in this one, a ship pushes in just the right place, crashes into another Star Destroyer, which crashes into the shield blocking the planet, and just before another one shows up, crashing into a dozen other ships! It's amazing! This does still raise the question, though. If Vader is in this movie, why isn't he down there on that beach kicking ass?
Hello? Sand?
Oh, right. He hates sand.
It's so coarse and rough and irritating.
And it gets everywhere.
He has posters like all over the place. How could you miss this?
I guess I'll have to go down there.
Don't you have like 1 million stormtroopers?
Yeah, but I can actually hit something.
What an asshole.
However, Darth Vader comes back.
My God, does he come back?
Just when you think he contributed nothing to this movie,
He comes aboard one of the ships and is like,
I have come to deliver the most awesomes in the movie. Yeah, no, this is nothing. This is literally nothing. I can do this with no hands. Watch. Yeah. My saber is also great at making people shorter. And you belong on the ceiling. Check it out. I'm not even looking at you. That's how easy this is. I'm so cool. Huh, look at this punk ass. Looks like Rebel Kool-Aid. Oh, that's right, bitches. I'm stopping that with my hand. With my goddamn hand. But you know what they say. What goes in must come out. Out my ass. Okay, here we go, everybody. I'm fucking amazing. Oh, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Shit's getting hot in here, huh? Oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna duke it out. You're a tough guy, huh? Oh, I'm so scared. Darth Vader's gonna die from your pussy fist. You're gonna save the galaxy with those hands, right? Oh, wait, I forgot I can choke a bitch. Dark side, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that was the greatest Darth Vader scene in all movie history.
despite all the film's flaws, it gave
Where are you going? I'm not
us
even
2
done
solid
yet.
minutes of holy shitness.
And speaking of flaws, there's still a few before we wrap
You
up.
gotta be more
Like how the
invested in
emotional
these
highlight
videos,
of
man.
the death of our two leads.
Well,
You're not really gonna lose
kind of
sleep
like,
over.
You won't miss us.
But you didn't dislike us either.
Our job is complete.
I don't know. It's hard to get
And
motivated.
because the Tarkin
when you
wasn't
offer
freaky enough, we
demonetization.
also get a CGI
Whatever,
Princess
Josh.
Leia to top it all
Let's
off.
go do the video.
Christ,
Hopefully
just
one
tell
day
me
we'll
they
break
do it
1,000
better than Tarkin.
subscribers.
Sometimes it looks better, and sometimes it looks worse. It's kind of
Just do it
weird.
because it's fun.
How long
I like
is
doing
it?
it because it's fun.
About 10 seconds.
Alright.
How can there be such a drastic change in only 10 seconds?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
That's not bad.
That's
That's
pretty
very
good.
good.
Good
Okay,
too.
that's actually not bad. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, very good.
That's only
on for less than 10 seconds. How could they have that
We
reaction?
have a new hope.
You need an exorcist. Thus the rebels head off with
Yeah.
the plans and the film comes to a close.
I was kind of annoyed. Yeah, I
We
thought
were in
that
this too.
Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess
And that
Leia were
was Rogue
CGI
One,
perfectly.
the
I
most
didn't think they were
above
not
average
real.
Star Wars
I actually
prequel.
thought that
The
Princess
film has
Leia was
famously
Carrie
gone
Fisher
through
under a whole
rewrites
lot
and
of makeup.
reshoots, and it clearly shows. A lot of the time it feels all
I
over
knew
the
that
place,
Tarkin
but
was
some of the
CGI,
places they
but
go
I
to
thought
have
that
some great atmosphere
that
and
was Carrie
action.
Fisher under
The
a
biggest
whole lot of
problem
makeup,
is the
but she dubbed
characters
another
aren't as
actress's
memorable or
lines.
fun as some of the other films, meaning it doesn't feel as large or epic. There's certainly problems with it, but it's hard to say there aren't a lot of cool scenes that overshadow them.
It's not
You thought
fun
that Leia
per
was
se,
portrayed by
but it
Carrie
is
Fisher under Trump's
cool.
makeup too,
It's
didn't you?
definitely
What
more
do you think
aggressive
so?
than like an actual war, and it oftentimes makes the world feel more real. It never quite goes too aggressive, but it doesn't really take any chances either. There's no surprises, and you get exactly what you'd expect, but what I
Alright, we'll
expected wasn't that
continue doing
bad.
this.
So I enjoyed myself fine. It's a perfectly okay movie.
Oh good, they got the crawl working.
It's about time.
The rebels are trying to get plans for an evil weapon known as the Death Star, and that's about it. Yeah, there's nothing else. Really, we have little on our plate, but the good news is if we can make a movie out of this, we can make a movie out of anything. That blue elephant in Jabba's palace, the bald guy from Cloud City, even that little toy car the Empire had, buzzing around for some reason. All of them are getting movies. Get ready for our table scraps, you bunch of nerds. An Empire of Math on the way. Oh crap! That blue
You know, it does
elephant.
raise a good question. What if we do get too many Star Wars movies? I mean, before, Star Wars was gigantic, whether it was loved or hated. But what if it just becomes okay? What if it's not great, not awful, it's just average? What if it becomes like every other franchise?
You know, before the prequels, there were a lot of cool Star Wars stories. Books, video games, comics, and a lot of them had a wide variety of acceptance. Some were great, some were awful, some were just okay.
I like the
So you
Clone
see,
Wars
critic,
animated movie.
Star Wars was a franchise before it was a franchise.
Huh. I never thought of it like that.
I like the Clone
Yeah,
Wars
we'll always
series
have the
better.
original movies. Ish. I guess that does count for something.
You know, critic, no matter what, Star Wars will always be special.
But will we ever get a Darth Vader scene as cool as the one in this movie?
Look, Darth Vader's one of the best villains of all time. They could do anything with him. Who knows what's on the horizon that is Star
Like what?
Oh, okay, I felt like we were at a good spot there. It was a good spot to stop.
Really? I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't
Okay,
feeling
you
that.
weren't feeling that.
This is kind of annoying.
They could
Whatever.
CG a cartoon face on B. Arthur.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, okay, we'll stop.
More.
Okay, I really need an out. I need an out.
Yeah, I can fly too, bitches. I'm amazing!
I'm Chris Stuckman, and I can breathe in space for some reason.
I can really sense it for some reason. video's over. I want to keep watching it. I had to go to the restroom. Pain in the ass. Excuse me. Whew.
Dude, that's it. We're done. Nothing more. That's the last review of the year. I don't know what else you're expecting. That's it. We're done. I'll see you in January. Wait a minute. Next month is January. You know what that means? Sequel month! The sequel!
Dark side, motherfuckers.
Hey, the